when a man named Joel Guglietta from Singapore found a baby bat stranded outside his home, he called a local animal welfare organization to help. But in order to do so, they needed a little assistance from someone very special. Bats, unfortunately, have a reputation for being creepy creatures who spend their nights searching for blood. But even though they may not be as cute and cuddly as dogs and cats, some still have a loving side to them. Late one afternoon, a Singapore resident named Joel Guglietta was finishing up some household chores when he thought he heard a small squeaking sound coming from right outside his back door. Also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these real-life stories every day. Now, back to the story. Joel opened the door to his porch and took a peek. Right there on the wooden deck was a small baby bat who seemed completely disoriented. He had no idea how long he'd been there, and he was heartbroken at how helpless the little guy looked. Joel didn't know if the bat had the ability to fly. Certainly didn't seem like it. He couldn't see any visible wounds on the bat, but Joel definitely knew something was preventing him from taking flight. Instead of ignoring the desperate animal, as many people might have done, Joel called the local wildlife rescue shelter, Acres. He figured the dedicated employees at Acres would know exactly what to do. Acres was accustomed to handling all types of animals, particularly teenier creatures, so Joel felt they'd be perfect for the job. They were all highly trained to handle any situation, no matter how big or small. Because bats can carry an abundance of diseases, Joel was instructed not to touch the animal anymore until rescue workers arrived. The workers would bring the proper gloves to safely pick up the animal without the risk of getting bitten. It was night by the time the rescue team from Acres arrived. Using their protective gloves, they swiftly placed the baby bat into a soft white towel and carried him to an open area near Joel's home. The team had to be extremely careful not to disturb the young bat any further. The goal of this particular rescue mission was to reunite the baby with his mother, but that wasn't going to be easy. The rescuers hoped that since it was nighttime, the bat's mother was scouring the area in search of her missing baby. When an animal's offspring goes missing, the parents almost always hang around the surrounding area until they find them. One of the rescuers decided on the perfect spot to place the young animal. He wanted to make sure it was in an open area. This way, if the mother bat was flying overhead, she'd be able to locate her little one easily. The rescuers kept their fingers crossed. As the team member carefully laid the baby bat down to rest, the others stood a safe distance away. They knew if the mother was nearby, she wouldn't approach if she thought she would also be in danger herself. The rescue team then set up a camera next to the baby bat and waited patiently from a distance. The bat was still making his shrill squeaks, and the rescuers were hopeful his mother would hear the calls for help. Bats send out sound waves that create echoes when they hit surrounding objects. This process is, of course, called echolocation. Since bats use this method in the dark, rescuers knew the mother would have to rely almost entirely on his cries to find him. As time passed, the team began to doubt whether the mother would show. Suddenly, in what seemed like the blink of an eye, a bat appeared out of nowhere. It happened so fast that she seemed like a blur in this picture. The mother bat landed directly on top of her baby. She had heard his cries for help after all, and she was here to rescue him. The rescuers couldn't have been happier at the outcome. Soon, all their fears were put to rest. Once the mother bat was able to secure a firm grasp on her baby, she disappeared into the night sky. Joel and the rescue team from Acres all looked at each other proudly. It was a successful rescue mission. The Acres team didn't leave Joel without first giving him a few informational pamphlets about bats. The whole experience had Joel curious about the creatures, and the team was happy to help him better understand the species. What an incredible series of events. Even though there was no guarantee the mother bat would find her baby, the Acres team was willing to wait as long as necessary to make sure he was okay. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.